Hi, my name is Daniel.
And I'm Brittany.
And I like women.
Me too.
Anyway, today this is a video called Conversation with Brittany. This is actually going to be something that's going to be on my channel more often with other YouTubers as I get to know other people. And this is going to be a segment on my channel where I talk to other YouTubers, herself included. She has her own channel. Link down below in the description of Conversation with so-and-so. So I'll be talking about areas that I have not talked about with other people because I think it gets really boring having to always see me and have me talk about stuff, so I want to include other people such as Brittany. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Today is a conversation with Brittany, feminism. So we're going to be, you classify yourself as a feminist, am I correct?
I do.
And what better insight is to ask questions of an actual feminist, since I am not a feminist. So let's begin! Question one is, Brittany, what do you think of radical feminism?
I think it's kind of a waste of space. I think it's contradictory and hypocritical, and I think it's a waste of time. And it's kind of something that has projected upon, projected itself upon society in such a negative light that it's turned people away from becoming or supporting feminism. Because feminism is really important. And I think what it's done is it's victimized one gender so much that it's neglected to admit that other genders, obviously there's only two,
Yes.
but the other gender can be a victim as well. And I do believe that. So radical feminism is a waste of time. It's just like anything radical. Isn't anything radical negative?
Yes, I would say so, especially religious people.
Especially those. Take the fun out of everything.
Question two of feminism. What do you think men are good for, and how are they useful? How am I useful, Brittany?
Well,
as a feminist.
Well, you eat the food I cook and you compliment it, so that's beneficial.
She does make a very good potato/onion pie.
It's pasty. It's a meat pie.
Yes, very tasty.
Men are useful for many things. They're useful for conversation. They're useful for fun and laughter.
What type of fun?
All types of fun. I mean, men have been awesome and instrumental in who I am as a person. 8 brothers, 1 father. They've always been very supportive. They've always brought me into their little man world. They've always welcomed me into it. Men, my male friends, have always been great for fun and laughter, Disneyland trips, orgasms, all the stuff you depend upon. All the things you want from friends are there in men, no different than in women. So I don't see the genders too differently, except to say that men have a perspective on things that women don't, and that in itself is beneficial, important, and awesome.
Would you say, I've heard this statement before, that men think the color blue, women think the color pink?
Okay, I have a pink bathroom, but that wasn't by choice. I actually never really, I understand the gender colors, and I understand why they were created, and I understand why society has embraced them, because we like to distinctify things, and we like to label things and box things. I personally don't. I'm not okay with it. I own nothing pink. And that's not, it's just because I like pink in paintings, but I actually don't like pink as a color on people. I can't accept the breast cancer sign. That's the only time I'll wear pink, is when it's for breast cancer. So I think it's silly.
You went for the very literal interpretation of my question.
And P.S., I don't even like blue things. This is an exception.
I didn't expect you to respond that way. That was funny.
How did you want me to respond?
I don't know. I just, usually when I think of the color difference, usually it's like how women and men think differently. I've
actually never been asked that. Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
You've never heard of it either?
I've never even heard that they think blue or pink. That's really interesting.
Maybe that's just a Christianity thing, because...
Oh, did you hear that in church?
Yes.
Really?
That's why I asked the question, because
No way!
I was taught that men think blue and women think pink in terms of, they think on different wavelengths, so...
I've never heard that. That's so fascinating.
That's why I threw the question out.
Ding, 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 ding! Something new.
Question 3. What do you think of male feminists? Because I am not one of them, but what do you think of them?
I feel like I'm on a game show. Contestant number 1. I think male feminists are great. They're supporting a minority that deserves equal pay, equal rights, equal everything. So that's how I see feminists in general. I think that's really important. The point of being a feminist is to be a part of supporting a minority group that needs help. Rephrase, edit that out. I'm obviously a gay rights activist, so I promote gay rights agendas. I am a feminist, therefore I promote women being able to be in the workplace and having equal pay and things of that nature. But I'm also a humanist, which means I believe in all people being equal at the same time. I just fight a little stronger for certain minorities because I feel like they are the most neglected, but not the only neglected people, because men are obviously neglected in terms of child support or in terms of custody over children in divorce battles. Women mostly win, and not all those women deserve to win. My uncle and aunt were perfect examples. My aunt should not have won her children. Sorry, she was crazy. But it happened because she was a female in California.
Yeah, those laws really liked women.
Mm-hmm.
Question 4 to Brittany is, why do you self-identify as a feminist when it has always been about helping only one gender?
Like I said just a few moments ago, it's very important for us to fight for certain minorities and certain groups of people who are neglected in a lot of ways. And women have come a long way, but I'm the kind of person that doesn't believe in, well, it's better than it was 100 years ago, so you should be okay with it. No, I strive for perfection in a lot of ways, or at least equal playing fields. I believe in fairness. I do not believe we are all equal in the sense that obviously I'm a better person and a very fun person and awesome. Daniel's kind of like whatever. But the point is, like, we're not equal because we're the same person. We're equal because we're human beings. And then our choices and our decisions in life dictate on, I guess, how we're perceived by society, on whether or not we're a good or bad person, which obviously I don't believe in good or bad. But the concept behind being a feminist is to fight for the minority that is being neglected in the court systems and in society in general. That's it. There's nothing anti-men about it. Though the radical feminists...
Yes, as you've seen on my channel,
that is their
castration
goal,
of all males.
which is disgusting. I've talked about this many times. Women shouldn't be able to get away with the same crime and be... Example, in prisons, you know how if a woman murders a man or a man murders a man, they're sentenced differently based off gender? That's ridiculous. That's obviously sexism, and that is discriminatory. That's ridiculous. If I murder a man, I should go to jail the same length the time a man would go to jail. By the way, I have no intention of murdering anybody.
No, I couldn't imagine her doing that to me.
For the record, well.
Question 5. How do you, Brittany, define feminism? Like the definition of feminism, because I hear people who claim to be feminists who claim all different sorts of definitions for what it entails, and it's kind of like the word atheist in a way where people mix the definition of atheist to make out it being a belief or a lack of belief in God or a belief in that there is no God. It's really hard to define words like what is an atheist?
Yeah.
What is a feminist? Mm-hmm. What makes someone a feminist? How would you define feminism?
Actually, it's really interesting because I've had many people tell me, one, I'm not a good feminist, one, I'm not a good atheist. I should join groups or be more involved in both those things, as if there's criteria to belonging to those types of groups. In my mind, being a feminist is about being pro helping my specific gender or a gender specifically, because again, they're neglecting certain rights among people. It's not about being pro one gender over another gender on the larger scheme of things, but about being aware that as a feminist, I am putting forth the time, effort into fighting for a specific type of rights. Does that make sense? Like, I know I'm waking up during my day as a self-identified feminist, and I want to make sure my day is surrounded by and has a goal of accomplishing some sort of equality between the two genders. Does that make sense? It's like you're consuming yourself.
It does to me.
Okay, it's like you're consuming yourself with an ideology.
But my audience is so diverse. I have very young people, I have very old people, so I never know if anything I talk about is actually educational or not. So those are all the questions. I don't know.
Do you know there are female condoms?
I do, yes.
I didn't know that. Like, ones for girl-on-girl sex, like oral sex. I didn't know that. And I know a lot of things about sex.
You did not? I knew about female condoms.
I didn't know about female condoms.
I've never seen one, though.
I haven't either. We should go buy some.
You can buy some. I won't be buying female condoms. And how would I explain that one to my parents? I come home and have condoms.
I have a condom in my bag. It's not for use, though. It's for show and tell.
For show and tell. Yeah. Interesting.
They're cool. They're from Japan. My friend gave them to me.
Japan condoms?
Yeah, you go on this website.
Are they safe?
Yes.
They sealed?
Stop it. You go on this website and you ask for like your specific measurements, and then they send you a condom the closest to your measurements. So you don't have to fuck around with. I was doing this guy once who claimed he was a large because of his width, but the length, not so much. And so it kept it just wasn't working out. And I was like, just buy a medium or buy a small. And he's like, no, what? No, my pride.
I didn't know you could actually get condoms in your measurement size. That is interesting.
Japan, man, they know what's going on.
I can imagine.
Okay, just for the record, I just want to tell you that story in general. That doesn't have to go in the video.
Did you actually hear about that guy who, from Japan, who bought, he purchased this woman's virginity. This virginity was she was selling her virginity, and it sold for like $800,000.
Okay, that's a good one. Talk about feminism. So many feminists are anti that stuff. So much.
I have a question.
Sexual liberation.
This is off the top. This is going to be new for you. What do you think of females in comic book characters who, when feminists get all uptight about women being sexualized, because women in comic books are usually have very large breasts and are usually very masculine, and a lot of feminists, at least on TJ's Tumblr, seem to have a problem with female comic book characters. Is there any correlation between feminism and female comic book characters and how they are portrayed?
Well, I know it was funny because we talked about feminist frequency on my channel not too long ago, and we talked about her personal opinion on game characters and comic book characters in general, about the sexualization of women. And I actually love things sexy. I think sex is a wonderful, natural thing, and I think it's something that we should be proud of, which means we should not be afraid of showing off not only our physical forms, but the sexiness that we all possess.
Let's do it. No, I'm kidding.
It's those things that we should be proud of, so people don't feel so alienated when they might feel those feelings or want to look sexy, or So when women are anti-women being portrayed as sexy things, it bothers me. But somebody recently, and I'm so sorry I don't know this person's YouTube channel or anything, but they brought up a really good point. And that was, even though women in comic book characters are sexualized, so are the men. There are expectations of men to be tough, to be strong, to be manly, to throw women up against the wall and fuck them just like that. There are expectations of both genders in comic books and video games that are so ridiculous.
Especially in video games. It's very dominant in video games.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous and it's unnecessary, but it also, I think, there is a change and a swift change in, I think we're seeing this with TV more than anything, though, that the male and female characters are being switched in a lot of ways. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I started on the first few episodes.
Okay, just so we're clear, Breaking Bad's the one with the teacher who does the meth, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't watch TV often enough, I forget the names of shows. But he is a very, in the beginning, he's such a weak, feeble little character. But I love how they made him such an awesome main character. And I thought his role in the way that they portrayed him as a male was very interesting. And I thought that is a step closer to changing the gender roles and changing the expectations of main characters in video games and TV and movies and all those things. Did that answer your question, or did I go off on a tangent?
You kind of went off a tangent.
Damn it!
It's fine. Another question.
Okay.
I talked about this in one of my most recent videos. Do you think breastfeeding is anti-feminist?
What? That's fucking retarded. Here's the deal. Breastfeeding, I think, is wonderful, and if I ever, which I don't plan to be, became a mom, I mean, look at these boobs. How do you not want to suck on? No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I would allow my child to have the natural bonding between a mother and a child through breastfeeding for about 12 months. Because I think that's a proper length of time. Doctors say it's good for the child, and there's no negatives. I actually am okay with breastfeeding in public. I'm okay with because, first of all, you shouldn't be sexualizing a woman's breast during breastfeeding anyway.
But there are men who do that.
The only time you're supposed to sexualize a woman's breasts in relation to sex is if the guy's in a diaper and she's playing a mommy. And they're both legal adults. Because
I've seen that before.
I have
really
seen it
disturbing
too.
Pornography. Don't watch it.
I was going to say watch it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, I won't be watching it. She will. But
the point is that people make things out of things that don't exist. It's like we nitpick. Nitpick. We take things out of things that don't exist. It's like that is something so natural. Why are you fucking with it? Literally. It's weird. So those people are weird. I think they have problems. I think it's psychological, and I think they might have been messed up as kids. I don't know. Family of 10 kids, we all breastfed. We're fine. Mm-hmm. For the record.
I did a lot of breastfeeding too, so I enjoyed it.
Totally. Good times.
I'm trying to think of a question about pornography.
I love porn.
That feminists bring up.
Go! Here's a question. One that I hate is that victimizing women who make choices to be in adult industries.
In other words, pornography.
That is am I going off? Am I already talking?
No, go for it.
Okay. That is ridiculous to me. As a woman, as a person that, one, plans to own stock in or own from scratch an adult-oriented company, I have every intention of creating porn targeted towards women so they can enjoy it in their own way. Have you seen the porn targeted towards women? It's ridiculous. There's like, chicka, wah, wah.
I don't watch that much porn. So.
I watch a lot of porn. There's like all this silly, it's ridiculous romanticizing of porn when it's okay, but it's not realistic, so I hate it.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my god, it's a poorly written book. But the point is, it's very hard to get through. The point is that women have choices in today's society, in America, in the UK, in countries that are liberated, not in, fucking Afghanistan. We're not comparing ourselves to the Middle East. We're comparing ourselves to thriving countries that have given women enough choices that if you want, you may indulge yourself in joining an adult company by choice. Example, I believe we should all take Nevada as a good example and legalize prostitution in all states. Personally, I have the right not only have sex, but to slip in $100 bill in between my legs. I have that right as a woman and as a person, and it shouldn't disqualify me as someone who's logical or even intellectual because I decide to have sex and get paid for it. I mean, hello, sex, great. Money, even better. It buys me food.
We all like money.
Hello, and we all like sex. Well, I don't know.
Octomom.
Okay, I'm not. Well, I was tempted to watch her porn stuff, but I was really afraid.
Did you watch TJ's new video of it?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You should watch it.
Sorry, I haven't watched it yet.
Go watch the Amazing Atheist's new video, Octomom.
I gotta watch it.
Link down below in the description. Very, very good. You made her.
Yeah, we're all guilty. Well, not really. I didn't watch her shit. But still. Ugh. That stuff is so fascinating to me. Like denying a gender choice because it doesn't mesh well with a feminist idealistic idea of what a woman should be. And tangent. Here's the deal. The reason feminists don't like the porn industry is because in the past it has made women look bad because men have used it to exploit women, to use their blah, 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 blah. We all know the story. We don't need to be educated on it. But the point is that we forget that a woman's body is no different than a man's body in the sense that they should be treated the same. You know how they talk about men getting it on with women and they're bamfs and then women do it and they're whores? Mm-hmm. Well, maybe if we stopped thinking like that, we wouldn't have so many wars among the genders. If you want to use this, you can. The point is that we as a nation, as a people, as a whole, need to come to terms with that genders are equal no matter what, and that it is up to us, no matter if we're labeled feminists,
you're welcome,
or whatever we're labeled, we should work to help each other. End of story. It's not that complicated. Women have the right to take off their clothes, men have the right to take off theirs, we all have the right to do whatever we want. End of story. See how simple that is?
It's simple, but people can't understand it.
It's too much work. We should just drink coffee and get it over with.
Or sangrias.
Ooh.
Red wine. So yeah, this sums up the video of Conversation with Brittany. There are actually going to be more videos like this in the near future, so you can expect more videos of not just me talking to you. You have to put more variety in channels. I like coffee, so she does too.
I had a piece of pie and it was dry and I needed liquid.
Anyways, this is Brittany. Her channel is down below in the description if you like what she had to say about feminism. She does have a YouTube channel, has almost 15,000 subscribers. You should definitely go subscribe to her because, well, I'm friends with her. And she just recently moved to Seattle, so she's probably going to be in some future videos of mine on other topics. So, yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but most of those subscribers are just my mom making accounts for me. So.
That's very sad.
Yeah. Especially since she makes the accounts and doesn't even watch my channel.
That is very terrible.
You want some more coffee?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Peace the rep out.